That's why Attorney General McDonald and I got together 18 months ago and said we want to tackle this, and we want to do it in such a way that we work with the telephone providers. We believed then, just as we believe now, that there is more that the phone companies can do to protect us and shield us from these unwanted phone calls. So we reached out to industry leaders and engaged in an extended dialogue to identify ways to better protect our constituents and their customers. And today, as a result of those extended negotiations, we announced the Anti-Robocall Principles. These have been adopted by 12 providers today I identified. We encourage other providers to join as well. And every single attorney general in the country, all 50 states plus the District of Columbia. The 8 principles address illegal robocalls in 2 fundamental ways: prevention and enforcement. The phone companies will help prevent illegal robocalls by implementing call blocking technology at the network level at no cost to customers. Integrating the technology into their infrastructure will automatically scan out certain of these unwanted illegal calls. Additionally, the phone companies will offer customers free, easy-to-use technology for call blocking and call labeling when they want enhanced screening on their phones. They will implement technology that authenticates that the number that shows up on your telephone under caller ID actually represents the number that is making the phone call. And they will actively monitor their networks for robocall activity. Thanks to these prevention principles, our phones will ring less often. But unfortunately, there will always be bad actors. No matter how well we try to prevent these calls, some will get through, and that's why enforcement is such a critical part of what we are doing today. The phone companies will make sure that they know who their customers are so they can identify the lawbreakers. They will investigate and take action against robocallers using their networks, kicking them off, notifying law enforcement and state attorneys general. They will trace the origin of illegal robocalls so that we can know who they are and as they aid law enforcement. And they will require the other phone companies that originate calls but use their networks to also participate in our traceback efforts so that we can uncover and illuminate who it is that is violating the law. By shining a light on these robocallers, we will be able to aggressively enforce the law against the scofflaws and hold them accountable. As we all know, scammers are smart, creative, and greedy. They are not going to stop just because of what we're doing here today. And that's why our coalition will continue to work together. This partnership between industry and the attorneys general does not end today. This is not the ending. This is the beginning of a constructive, continued engagement. We will stay in close touch so we can respond as technology changes and, if necessary, augment these anti-robocall principles as necessary. Illegal robocalls harass and harm people all across this country. Unfortunately, there's no silver bullet to putting a stop to them. If there were, it would have been taken care of a long time ago. But by adopting these technological solutions and improving their cooperation with law enforcement, these phone companies are going to better serve their customers. And I want to thank those companies that have already adopted these principles. I also want to thank the 50 other attorneys general who have been working together in a bipartisan fashion to stop these unwanted calls.